Hello Stampers, Michelle Zindorf here. Thanks for joining me today. I've got a pretty little card for you today, and this card has a wonderful tree from the Twisted in Time stamp set that I'm going to be using today. And with tree sets, I just love that you can make so many different cards and you can use them for so many occasions, especially just landscapes alone. You can just send for like birthdays or anniversaries or thank yous or thinking of yous or whatever. Very versatile. So today we're going to be making this card, and I just love this purple background. So like I said, we're going to be using the Twisted in Time stamp set. This is a wonderful stamp set that has this tree and a couple options for leaves. It also has some wonderful sentiments and some little detailed stamps here to make some cute designs, whether you use them making a border around your project or whatever. But the Twisted in Time, also you can bundle it up if you'd like to. It has the Twisted in Time dies. Let me show you the dies here. I didn't use them today, but I'm going to be using them probably in my next two projects. So look at these dies. They're wonderful. This is a big set. You have these ones that cut your tree out in different ways, and there's a bunch of leaf dies here. And then you have these standalone ones for like to put your sentiment border on here or a border for your project. Really pretty. So I'll be getting into those dies in future projects, but I just wanted to show you just so that if you decide to pick up the stamp set, you might want to bundle it up and save 10%. Okay, so here we go. So I have all the dimensions for this card down below this video. Just click more under the description and you'll see them there listed along with the product links that'll take you directly to my online store where you can shop with me 24/7. So the main panel is 3 3/4 by 5. So that's where we're going to start, and it's basic white. So we're going to start with that, and we're going to put some background colors in. Now I'm going to be using Petunia Pop to start with. This is a pretty pinky purple color. And I'm going to be using a blending brush for this. So I'm just going to blend this all over my cardstock. You're probably wondering, well, if you're going to put it all over the cardstock, why not just start with Petunia Pop cardstock? It's different when you blend ink on white and then layer your colors. They come out so much better than if you start with colored cardstock. Plus, this basic white cardstock is very smooth to work with your blending brushes. So I'm just using a circular motion, blending this all on here. So there is the Petunia Pop all over. And it's okay if it's blotchy because, you know, this is our sky. So there's going to be some irregular things in the sky to give it some movement. So next color, we're going to go a little darker. We're going to go to Gorgeous Grape. Grab a blending brush here. And I'm going to do like the top, I'm going to say half of this panel. Again, using that circular motion. These colors together are just beautiful. And what I don't want to do, I don't want to have a straight line of color here where the Gorgeous Grape just stops. So I'm doing a little circular motion, and I'm lightening up on the pressure as I fade it out into that Petunia Pop. So there's my Gorgeous Grape on there. Next I'm going to go even darker, and we're going to go to Blackberry Bliss. And I'm just going to do like half of my Gorgeous Grape area with this. And I'm going to get pretty dark because that's where I'm going to concentrate my stars in my sky. And I want them to really show up really well. But isn't this a pretty combination here, these colors? So there we have that. And again, that last color was Blackberry Bliss. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and stamp our tree. And I'm going to do the tree trunk here. And we're going to use Memento Tuxedo Black for this. Larger stamps, I like to just press my ink pad onto the stamp instead of the other way around. That way I know I got a good concentration of that ink on my stamp. And I haven't missed any areas. Now I'm going to have this, I'm going to say about 1 inch from the bottom is where I want to concentrate this. Such a cool image. Look at that, and the detail in it is great. Okay, so that was that part. Now I'm just using this stamp that has like the leaves in it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that also with that Memento Tuxedo Black, because this is just an outline of the leaves. And then you can line these up with your tree branches, which is really, really fun. No guesswork there. So there's our leaves. And now before I put this away, I'm going to go ahead and put our ground in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do direct to paper, and I'm just going to use the short end here of the ink pad, and I'm going to have it at a tilt, and I'm just going to lightly bring this in so we have some ground going. This is going to like anchor our tree there. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to turn this upside down, and I'm going to add some like little grasses and I'm using the corner of the ink pad now. And I want those grasses just to be a little bit above that ground area. There we go. That gives us a little bit of a natural ground. And if you see it like you have some like light areas, you can just go back over it there at the bottom. So there is that. Okay, I'm going to grab a Post-it note here. With this Post-it note, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it just above my leaves on my tree, going across. And this is a 3x5 Post-it note. You can use 3x3s or just put a piece of paper across there, any piece of paper, because we just want to mask that there. And I'm going to go ahead and mask the bottom of this also. There we go. And you can use white gel pen for this and just make dots in your sky for your stars. I'm going to use some Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. I use this instead of white gel pens. I got tired of rebuying my gel pens when they dried up, so I just went to this. But I'm just going to shake this up real good. So if you like white gel pens, you go for your white gel pen. I've got my little Bleed Proof White here. I'm just going to move anything that I don't want white dots on, because it will go somewhere. Now I'm just going to use a paintbrush for this. And this brush I have here is a number 6. So it's a little bigger than what I use to paint lines with. You'll see. I'm just going to dip it in there and kind of roll it off a little bit. But I'm just going to tap this on my finger to get some splatters going here. There's my stars in the sky. Okay. Now I'm going to take these Post-it notes and I'm going to take them off. I'm going to turn them around. And I just want a little bit of dots in the ground area. I wouldn't rub on that or anything, because remember, we got white dots under there. Again, I'm just going to tap this on. And these will be like little flowers showing up in your grass. You can put as many as you want. Okay, so we did that. So I'm just going to set this aside here. Now I got little white dots all over my hands. Yes, it will go everywhere. But I like how it's a really bright white. It's not a weak white. It's going to show up really well. Okay, so we have those dots in. I'm not done with this yet. Again, you can use your white gel pen for this next step, or you can use this white watercolor. And I just have a number 0 paintbrush here. This is a really just tiny paintbrush, and I'm going to go ahead and every leaf I'm going to just add a line of this watercolor on just to simulate leaves. Now, I'm not like meticulously painting the leaves. I'm go ahead and just make a line on each one. They're going to come out different sizes. But you could make these like any color that you wanted to. Especially with this white watercolor. After you put that white on, you could use your Stampin' blends and go over it in any color that you wanted to, and it would stay bright and not sink into your paper or your color underneath. So that's an option. I just wanted to leave them white, you know, for spring. Maybe this, maybe these aren't leaves. Maybe these are like flowers in the distance. Whatever you imagine. But I do one side, and then I'm going to work on the other side. Because you want to work to where you're not putting your hand in yet wet paint. It dries pretty quickly though. But we're going to go ahead and do this side. It goes quickly because I'm not actually painting those little leaves. I'm just putting color anywhere there is a leaf. I hope that makes sense. Because you know what? Everybody's mind's just going to directly go to that, okay, those are leaves, no matter what shape they are. So there you have that. Now those paintbrushes I just rinse out after I'm finished with my project here. So I have my stars, I have my leaves, and I have a few little dotted flowers in my grassy area. So simple. Now I'm just going to let that dry just for a moment. And I'm going to go ahead and flip this scrap paper over there. Now I have a card base here, and this is gorgeous Grape. And it is 5.5 by 8.5, and I folded it in half to create my quarter card. Now inside, I'm going to take a piece of basic white that's 4 by 5.25. Now I could go ahead and stamp any sentiment I wanted on it, but I don't know what I'm going to use this card for yet, so I'm going to leave it blank. But I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue here and add this into my card. Let's add some love in there. So I'm just going to add that in. Center it up on the inside. There we go. All right. So there we have that. Now this I'm going to center up on the front of my card, and this is another piece of basic white, and it is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. It's just 1/8 larger than our main panel that we just created. This is just going to give us a little white edge around our main panel. So I'm just going to center this up. There we go. Now our main panel had a couple minutes to dry there. So I'm going to put some ribbon on it. And I just love this ribbon. It's the iridescent ribbon. And I like it so much because it goes with like anything. It has all this iridescent color in it. But you can see through the ribbon, so you can see what's going on behind it. And that is perfect for scenes that you don't want to cover up. So I'm just going to cut this off. And this is just a little longer than I might have went too long. I like it about a 1/2 inch wider on each side of my panel here. So I'm going to put this up and I'm just going to leave, about 1/4 of an inch at the top showing above it. There. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to use mini glue dots here just to adhere the ends down to the back of this cardstock. You want to make sure you press it down really well into that glue dot so it doesn't come loose later. I just found one dot on each side works really well. Again, just press it down in there really good. And then I'm just going to take another piece of ribbon for my little bow here that I'm going to put on. And I'm just going to pull this underneath my ribbon that I put on and give it one tie in the center. I'm pulling it tight. And then I kind of fiddle with the ends here to get them to go the way I want them to go. Give them a little trim. There we have that. So there's my little bow. There we have it. Okay, now it's ready to go on the front of our card here. So I'm just going to adhere this on. I'm going to put glue right on top of that ribbon there. And then I'm going to center it up on my little white cardstock. There, like I said, it's only 1/8 of an inch larger, that white panel behind it. Here we go. And looky there. There is our finished card. So you could crank a few of these out in like no time at all. But look how cute that is. You could also put a sentiment on the front. You can really jazz it up any way you want to. But there's our card for today. I hope you enjoyed this project and that you stay tuned. I'm going to have 2 more projects with this stamp bundle, the Twisted in Time one. It's exclusive from Stampin' Up. You can find it online only. It's not in their catalogs, but you can find the link for it down below this video. Thanks for joining me today. Take care. Toodles.